It is 11/12. Yeah. 11/12/2018. I'm getting goosebumps just thinking about what I want to say and how I want to say it. Well, my intention was not to immediately get on here and just cry, because that wasn't my intention. All right. Hello, boys and girls. Welcome back to my channel. My name's Piper, if you don't know me. Today's video is going to be a little different than, well, let's just be honest, all my videos are different. I post just about anything and everything. Oh, if it has anything to do with stuff that makes you happy, or life, or personal growth, or cats, or whatever, it's usually on my channel. I like to stay pretty positive for the most part. And I love to educate people. It's like my thing. It's like my thing, apparently. And I never realized that's what I love to do until recently, oddly enough. If I look at all the things that I do, I'm usually trying to teach someone how to do something. And it used to be because I was called a know-it-all. But I don't know it all. I know it works for me. I know it doesn't work for me. I know it works. I start to learn what works for other people and things like that. Going down a trail already. But it wasn't until recently did I discover that it's not an education thing of I know everything. It's I want to teach you what I know so that you can decipher or come to a conclusion about whatever it is on your own and have the knowledge that I have. And I would so greatly love to learn the knowledge that you have. I mean, having any degrees, having any certificates, having whatever doesn't mean that you're better than anybody else. It doesn't mean that you're less than anybody else. It doesn't anything like that. I learn from people all day long. Degrees, not young, old, whatever, you name it. It doesn't matter, the race, the culture, it doesn't matter. I learn all day, and I feel like that's really the important part about my life, is to make sure that I'm learning every single day. And when I'm not, I don't feel like I'm progressing. I promise I'm getting to a point. So the big reason why I wanted to jump on here is a couple months ago, back in June. It is now November. Back in June, I started really attempting to get back into my workouts, to feel good about myself and get back on track with life, I guess. I lost who I was, where I was going, from relationship issues to feeling overworked, not getting my studying done for my license, and, just about everything you can name that any normal person would go through. But for some reason, for me, I guess because of the situation I was in, I was feeling even more less than usual. And in June, I had decided to, fuck it, I'm getting my shit together. And I stayed on a pretty intense schedule of working out. I did 2 workouts a day. It would take me a while to finish a 30-minute workout, and I'd do 2 of them. So it was probably about 3 hours of my day I spent doing that and trying to log my progress and my videos, and I still have some to edit. I got them so mixed up from phone to my iPad that some of them are still not edited and newer ones are up, and it's just not been very structured. I've been trying to get back there. I find that a more structured life is extremely helpful for me. And I don't know if it was the contract work I was doing, I'm still doing, that I didn't have a lot of structure once I got busy, and then trying to take care of other things, that you put off around your house, or I didn't get to study and do my license and all this other stuff, right? Well, that stuff adds up after a while, and there's so much research that proves that too, and clutter and everything else. And I'm a person I grew up in a family where retail therapy, well, I can't say my whole family's like that, but yeah, mostly retail therapy is a thing. So it was about 4 or 5 years ago when I really started getting even more into makeup. I was always into color, and I dyed my hair, and I was always unique in some way to stand out. And it used to be a bad thing when I was younger, and now I just kind of, I own that shit. I appreciate the uniqueness that I am. But it's gotten to the point where I have too much crap. And like I said, I got into makeup more because, I always loved eyeshadows, but I never went stupid on it because, I couldn't really afford it, and all my money went into fitness. And then whenever I was struggling to walk at the beginning of this year, and I was having a lot of pain again with my back, I decided that the only way to get rid of it was to get active again. And it was my fault because I had gained 20 pounds over the last year, dealing with anxiety and depression, and then gaining weight only made it worse, and, being mad at myself for multiple things. So after I went and started my PhD program, which I don't even know why I started a PhD program. If I couldn't find the time and figure out the time to study for my exam, why would I start school? I don't know. It just seemed right for me. Maybe a little bit more push, them telling me what I should do or where my end point is, my goals. But I'm finding that I was way too overwhelmed. I wasn't respected during that time where I asked to only take one class at a time. Instead, I was stuck in 3. And I got so overwhelmed to the point where I stopped caring about deadlines. I cared, but I was staying up 14, 16 hours a day and getting nothing done. Like nothing. I don't even know what I was doing. I felt like I knew I was working on something. I was reading or researching and finding this, and instead I would find something else that interests me and buy another book and go look this up and go do that. And that's what I do. I'm all about learning. And it just seemed like I wasn't getting enough pat on the backs for anything positive I was doing in one of my classes. And I was starting to suffer, not just physically and emotionally worse than I was before. But I just checked out and I stopped even trying. I had a paper that was due a month and a half ago, almost 2 months now, and I haven't even written it. I should be doing it right now, but here I am. Eventually it came to a point where the first 2 classes ended, and that one really hard class that I'm still in now, they tweaked it and moved things around. It was very overwhelming, and I wasn't the only one. It was the majority of us that were not doing very well. And I love a good challenge. I've never really been challenged in my education, or unless if I felt challenged, I wasn't feeling this challenge, But I've always been able to figure things out and make it work. And I tell you, it is a whole new bag of worms. I was going to say rocks, but that's true. Whenever you're dealing with anxiety and fear. It's so weird because you can experience the same exact issues before, but for some reason today, now, in this time, in this moment, they are 20 times more intense, and your capability of being able to take care of some of these things, or any of them, is null or very low. It's just crazy how life works, And anybody that says that they don't realize that PTSD exists, coming from somebody who have always heard somebody or people say that they had anxiety, that stuff exists. It really does. And I think a lot of it is more mental than we think. It's more subconscious than you're even aware of. Sometimes your body can react to something and your brain is fine, but your body is not. It is the weirdest thing ever, and because of that, your brain can get foggy, and then you can't think right. And did you know depression and anxiety also lead to foggy brain? I mean, come on. Not only stress, but lack of nutrition, not working out, all these things that I talk about all the time. And I've talked about before, but I feel like for me, I like to listen to the people that are struggling and working hard to get ahead, or the people that are fit, like they know they've been through the struggle. I like to listen to them. And it's the same thing, but why does it always matter who it comes from or how it's delivered? You know, sometimes I feel like I listen to some of these people who are super fit and they've been that way, and it's like disgustingly bad, like to the point where I'm like, ugh, I can't even, you telling me to get started, like, girl, I'm never going to be there. Even in my most psychotic way of exercising, I was never that fit. Oh my God, that's not realistic. And then I just get angry at that and I don't want to listen at all. I feel like everybody goes through those kind of feelings too when we're dealing with that. And then one second I kind of question myself on, do I want to continue doing these videos on my progress and my growth, and do I want to keep putting out there makeup videos? Do I want to keep doing cat videos? Do I want to keep doing meditation and all these things? And plus, I haven't even integrated my therapy in it, the stuff that I thrive on and I do for a living. Because I feel like, who would listen to somebody who's half the time lost their own shit? You know, how are they have anything to help you with? You know, they always tell you need to get you straight before you can find a person to be in love with and really be happy. Well, here's the thing. I've been straight, you know, had my stuff together several times in the past, and then I've thrown it away or given it away or somehow allowed, because it's my fault too, other people to dictate how I feel about myself. And I think that is a huge thing in our society today. We allow other people to dictate how we feel about ourselves, what we think about ourselves, how much we push ourselves, what we think we're capable of, and all of those things in between. And the thing is that every single time I sit down with a client that's really involved in their therapy or the coaching or whatever it may be, whether it's coaching on food or nutrition or even substance use and trying to teach them how to cook right or eat right and be active, or pain management and staying active, or whatever it may be, I haven't had one person that was involved in that said that they didn't appreciate the fact that I've been through those things and I came out on the other side. Like, I have the actual experience for it. But I think even for me, that's what I look for, is who's been through it. Do you understand? Do you really get what I'm going through? Do you get it? Because I don't want to hear from somebody who's had this, you know, on the surface, amazing, perfect life, and then it denies that they have any issues in their life, and clearly they have some. I don't want to listen to somebody like that. I don't think they have too much to offer me. Now, I'm not saying that I can't learn from them. I definitely feel that. I can learn from every single person in this world, but I guess that's just me saying and voicing my thoughts on myself. So this video is more like everywhere, first of all, which is me. I have anxiety. I have PTSD. I didn't have it until 2013, 2014. And it's been a struggle in the past to not have a foggy mind and to focus and think right and not be triggered and find out ways of coping that are different, and it's been a whole new ball game. Now, if any of y'all have been on my channel before, you've heard of me talking about I have had an addiction with drugs in the past. I have also was a bartender for a very long time. I was a server as well, and so I went through that whole struggle. I went through the busting my ass in school only to throw it away and give up, and then feel overwhelmed with family stuff, and then not good enough, and never feeling good enough. I've lost significant amount of weight, and then I got out of drugs on my own. And how I did that was self-reflection, personal development, all those things that I didn't read a freaking self-help book. I tried to go to therapists, I tried to go to counselors, I tried to do all these things that didn't freaking help me. Everybody was just like, okay. And it didn't help. So even after so much self-reflection to the point where I was a high-functioning user, I eventually decided I would quit, and I would quit smoking at the same time, smoking cigarettes. And I got into fitness hardcore, and I lost all the weight again. But of course, that was also my addiction to losing weight and feeling, that's how I measured feeling good about myself. And I don't think it's just society pressure. I think it's a personal pressure too. As you get older, you get used to where you want to be or where you like to be, or you look back if you've went through any of those struggles, and it's like, I remember me at my fittest and I loved how I looked, but I remember how I felt inside. Like, it was hard to upkeep that. And I wasn't really happy. I was working several jobs. I was still doing insanity. So I was working a day job as a counselor. I was working a bar job at night. Then I worked at Starbucks as well. And then I did insanity. Like, I was eating so much too. And it was just insane, literally, like to the upkeep. But I remember a point in my life that I was still beating myself up, but I look back now and I was in a good place. And that was just before my life completely changed. And I'm not going to get into that. So since then, I've been dealing with now this anxiety, which I had an amazing person in my life at the time that allowed me to get myself together, to learn how to cope again. And it wasn't from anything that he did, except for just being supportive and being there and understanding and giving me time to work through those things. And then I slowly reintegrated myself back into life and fitness and things like that. And of course, now over the years, since 2013, I've been dealing with back issues too. So sciatic nerve pain, disc issues, all that. It's all on my page. So it's been really an intense roller coaster. So it's either I get to work out all the time, or I overdo it because I'm not getting the results that I need, and then I drop off because I'm in pain, or it's whatever. It's back and forth, and that's life, right? So here I am, fast forward faster. This last year was another trigger for me. And the funny thing about it is I knew my coping skills and the way to shift my pieces so that I wouldn't have been triggered, and it didn't work out the way I wanted it to. I didn't get my solution. So I had to, and then new things come up, which is odd because whenever you start after you have something like that, you have to relearn different things, and then you can have a new trigger and you're like, what is this? Like, it's a whole new learning experience. I swear, it's just been roller coaster. And some days I just want to give up, and other days I'm super motivated, and some days it's both. It's a mix of everything, it's crazy and I don't like it. And you can know something all day, but being able to put it into action and do it is the other thing. And I know I'm capable of doing it. I've done it before. And I did it in June. When I couldn't walk, I fought my way back, and I was working on my strength again. My left leg is still not where it needs to be, where it used to be because of the nerve damage. I don't think it's full time. I don't know if it's full damaged, but because of how it gets pinched, that left side, which I couldn't walk on for sure, it's been a struggle, and that was my strongest side. And I was doing really, really well, and then wonderful, amazing stupendous me who needed structure started a PhD program in. Well, it would have been fine and dandy if I started with one class, but instead I had 3, and then I got through 2 of those, and a new one starts. Thank God for the new one, because, again, I'd already given up on the other one, which I still have to work on. And, but it was great because it was a whole new class, and I was really interested in it, so it tweaked my fancy and made me feel good about myself again. Yet, as much as the professor in the other class was helpful eventually after I asked for help, the other ones, like, I feel like it was always something I was doing wrong. It was never anything positive, which sucks. And I think to a point you have to give yourself pats on the back and these little stars. That's part of the therapy stuff I talk about. Or I have it on my channel, but anyway, I was already trying to do that, but it was like every single time I turned something in, it was like, this whole thing sucks, you fail, blah, blah, blah. I'm not used to failing. Ever. I don't fail. I don't. I succeed above and above and above and above. Like, that's the way I am. And I might settle for just, being in the top tier over the last couple of years, but hey, whatever, I wasn't getting there. And even though they were giving me the opportunity to do it again, I wasn't really learning what I needed to learn. I was just getting told I was wrong. So after reaching out, I did get some direction, and then eventually they revamped the class, and now I'm totally confused. But the paper that I was like 2 months behind on isn't due until the end of the class, but I still need to do it. With all that said, I hope that if you're new to my channel that you get something from this. My goal, I was so unsure of when I started this channel. And all I wanted to do was get my fitness out there and prove that you can do it. It doesn't matter your size. It doesn't matter if you're hurt. I was doing modification videos right after my car accident. I was working out when I was so messed up, and I probably shouldn't have been. But I was modifying, and I was taking you on my journey. And they weren't the greatest videos, and of course, technology has improved since then. But I'm kind of all over the place. I share cat videos because my cats are amazing. I love them. I share meditation and crystals and stuff like that. It's kind of weird to people, but it's an energy thing. It's not like the weird side of that to me. I am a Taurus. I'm a very earth sign. I've always really liked stones and rocks and earth, and it's pretty. And if a light bulb can be lit up by sticking it in the ground, I'm pretty sure there's, there's also magnets are from the earth. We can go on forever. But anyway, since I've started getting into that kind of stuff, just kind of checking it out and meditating and getting into those, not the religious side, just being calm and happy and hushing my brain and being relaxed. That's also something I'm scared to share on my channel, because I don't want anybody to be like, oh, well, that's so fucking, you're crazy. But here's the thing, I'm not crazy. And if you don't like it, you shouldn't be on my channel. So I'm not going to be scared to show it anyway. But whatevs. So I put everything on here because that's what my channel's about. It's about beauty, not just like makeup. Beauty of the world. I go hiking, I share that. I go traveling, I share that. My cat's going outside, taking a walk. Things like that I feel like are really important. Who wants to watch somebody go for a walk? But I'm saying, like, feeling it, getting in the energy, understanding what grounding is. And grounding isn't like a crystal thing. That's actually a therapeutic thing to calm yourself. It's called grounding. You get yourself into whatever you're sitting in or you're looking at, and you really just take it in. It's mindfulness. And I've been doing mindfulness since I even knew the word mindfulness. It's all about being aware of yourself and things around you and what's going on and understanding on multiple levels. Why are all these videos long? With all that said, the reason why I wanted to come in here and talk about it is once I started my PhD program and I was started getting so stressed by this one class, I stopped working out and figured I will just catch up on the class and I'll get back to my workout. No big deal, whatever. That has not happened. That did not happen. When I came back from my residential conference the very first week of September, I didn't work out for weeks. And I believe I've only worked out once or twice in October. I don't remember. It's not good. And on top of it all, I haven't been eating bad. I started eating better. And that incredibly helps my brain and my mind, and so much research. Again, that's my class I'm in now, is nutrition and functional, how it affects the mind and integrative health and all that stuff. And of course, I've always felt that way, but I'm so excited now I get to see the research and bring it to you. So with that said, all this time I've been kind of sitting on my ass every day. I'm not even working that much because I was trying to play catch up, and then I don't have clients. I had opportunities, and I started beating myself up and getting depressed and going through all this stuff. Ugh. And yeah, I just showed you, or if I haven't, maybe after, I don't know. I just weighed myself, and I've actually lost a pound, I think, since the last time I started working out. Since about a month ago, I've lost weight, but I'm clearly not taut anymore. And I know that can change pretty quickly once I get started working out again, because you start tightening your muscles and your inches will change, you know. But I beat myself up because I just kind of sit on my ass all day. And I haven't really been eating too bad. I've been eating much better, doing much better. Fighting every day with personal development, professional development, focusing on myself, learning again how I learn, which is, again, a whole new ball game. How do you learn? Who really thinks about that? You usually just do it, right? Well, I'm having to relearn, because why would I sit at a freaking computer and not be able to intake it? Like, my input was not coming through. No ding, ding, ding. No lights going off. No nothing. Woo! Nobody there. So I started focusing and breaking it down to, like, just so basic. Like, how do I bring in information? How do I solidify it in my mind? And how do I grow from there? And I've always been really good at, I like to read it and listen, or read it and then process it with somebody. And then while I'm reading it, I take notes. Then I process, right? So that's the whole process of my process. I read it and take notes while I'm reading it, and then I process it with someone else. Or while I'm reading it and somebody's presenting it to me, I take notes and then I go process it with somebody. That's my whole thing. Or, you know, I speak it out loud to myself, and that helps too. And I started thinking, you know, I can do this on my YouTube channel. Because it's kind of what I've been wanting to do for about 4 years now. I've been wanting to start a therapy-based section to my YouTube. And I've just been scared, because I share a lot about myself on this channel. And my big thing isn't helping myself. I share my own journey because, one, I'm always listening to everybody else's problems. I am. And anybody that actually knows me, because I'm so used to being with clients all the time, when I have a friend or somebody, I like overload them with information about myself, because I'm like, oh goody, somebody listen to me. It's really, I run people off. So anyway, I am socially awkward now. So I figured I can bring my social awkwardness to you guys, and on my journey, teach you what I know, teach you what used to work, teach you what I use in my practice, and what I use for myself. Use that as examples, just like I teach everyone else. I have always thrown my stuff in, but we do not counsel me. I usually don't throw in what I'm currently dealing with, because that's not appropriate in any kind of therapeutic setting. But for clients to know that you have struggled before and you've been through it and you've overcome, is a good thing. But if you're still stuck in that problem and still dealing with it, it's not really something you want to share with somebody because, the relationship shouldn't be flipped. So at least I know my ethical part of that. And I guess that's another reason why I have kind of put off the therapeutic part of these videos that I've wanted to start because, would somebody listen to what I had to say? But, because you can know stuff all day. It's whether you put it into action that matters. But I guess I don't know. I just haven't listened to my clients. They've all told me that they would rather somebody that's been through it and survived or that has struggled through it to get to the other side. And here's the thing. I'm going to keep up with my weight loss journey, which isn't just weight loss. It's about my health. It's my mental health, my sanity, and coming back from all this other crap that just kept happening. And the thing is that it started not just it didn't start because of a person particularly. It started because I structured my life in a way that was very flexible. And for people that deal with anxiety, and you can be overwhelmed pretty easy, which I've always been like that since I was younger. So I always create really strong boundaries and a very solid structure so that I'm not overwhelmed. And that's how I have survived and been resilient my entire life. I say that even though I've went through some shit, but I've bounced back from those things because I've rebuilt what I started off with when I was younger. And it worked really well. Now I'm just having to rebuild different types of boundaries and remember what those are and be even more mindful of what they were before and how I can change them today for them to work for me now. It's like relearning everything I did before. But that's life. Just crazy because you can teach it all day and then go, oh yeah, maybe I should start from scratch. But I know this, but that's a way of being like, you got this. It's cool. You got this. And that's why I am focused on the personal and professional development. And even if I have to read it from someone else telling me the things I already know, and that's not know-it-all. It's saying that I know this, but you forget it whenever you're brought back or triggered or whatever it may be. You forget those things. And you can't tell me that any successful person in this world, even John Maxwell and even Chalene Johnson and everybody else in the network marketing whole thing, all that stuff will tell you personal development and professional development is really important. Because when push comes to shove and things get tough, that keeps you going. It reminds you something that it's just a constant, steady reminder every day, and I usually get energized by helping my clients because I'm reiterating everything that I need to be listening to, but I haven't really been seeing clients. So hello, I need to make this work for me. So I'm going to take you on my journey. I plan on tonight getting back into my fitness part. I am probably going to fit in a little clip, probably right here. Lost weight. My inches have been, I don't know, I didn't measure. But I know I'm back to where I started at before in June. But for those of you who doesn't, here you go, I'm just going to tell you. I skipped a period for about 2 months because I was so stressed out and depressed. And you go, wait, what? That's what happens. And I just recently got back on track, and it was really intense. So I'm still dealing with that. And that probably has a lot to do with what's going on right now. But I'm so shaking just talking about doing this. I keep saying I'm going to do it, and I need to actually do it. So I'm curious what you think. Do you get something from people that share those things? Do you get something from the research behind it, the sharing of the struggle, and then education? Would you rather the educational part or the informational part to come when I'm telling you about me or updates about me. Do you like that? I don't even know. I know I don't have a lot of subscribers, and that's okay with me, because even if I had one or two, my hope is that I have influenced someone positively and they get something from not just my struggles, but my channel in general. They can get something from seeing a silly cat run around being a dork. They can get something from the fact that I've shared that I've cycled through this weight gain and loss and back and forth. I've shared that I have degrees. That doesn't mean I'm absolutely positively perfect and amazing, because some people say that that's what they need to be amazing, and that's not the case. And if you get something from my makeup videos or my reviews or any of those things that I want to share with you guys so that you can do what's best for you and go from there, then I've done my job. So I guess that's it. That's my hope. My hope is that for my channel, I just want people to be well. I want people to be happy. I want people to know that life sucks sometimes. You just have to get a fucking helmet and charge forward. That doesn't mean sucking it up and not dealing with things. Sometimes you have to. Other times it's time to hunker down and deal with it and then go on. Other times, if you tried to hunker down and you're not getting anywhere, suck it up and move on and look at it later. Maybe right now is not the time. I always try to make the things that I go through purposeful. I find meaning in everything. Viktor Frankl, who survived the Holocaust, he is a big person of, he believes that we have to find meaning in everything. That's an existentialist. We believe in those things. We believe that we all need a purpose to exist, to move forward, you find a purpose, something to hang on to, something to move you forward, a reason for the pain you go through. It doesn't matter if it's right or wrong. If you come up with something like that keeps you moving forward, go do it. As long as it's illegal and it doesn't hurt anybody. That's it. And that's my biggest hope for my channel. I know it's all across the board, has everything on here, and I keep thinking, well, what's my niche? What do I specialize in? Well, I'm a counselor, but I like so many things. I'm like everywhere. What am I supposed to do? Wellness. Wellness is several different things, and I'm a big believer of integrative health. Your body is affected by your mind, is affected by your emotions, and all the way around. So if you get one thing from this channel, that's awesome. If you get more than that, that's even more awesome. If you found something really profound and have been touched by something that I've put on here, let me know. And you don't even have to write a whole story. I would love it, but you don't have to do that. Just say that you're inspired, or that I've helped motivate you, or whatever it is. Something. I don't care if I didn't motivate you. But if you got something from this, give me a comment. Why? Because we all need to know that we're making an influence, and that it just matters. It just matters. I want nothing more than to put positivity into the world, inspire other people, not just by struggles, but by my quirkiness, my weirdness. I love to make people laugh. I love to do those things. And if I have done that for you, that's all I ask. And if you feel like somebody else in your life could use a little positivity, could use a little laughter, could use a little nudge, share my videos with them. Send them my page. Bring them over. And if they want to be a lurker for a while, and if you lurkers are still there, you should subscribe to my channel. not for any other thing than to get something fun, maybe positive, and inspiration in every day. So with that said, that's all I got. I was feeling pretty negative when I started this because of my weight and everything else, and I was going to start off by just being real. And the way it's kind of molded itself is perfect. Because I needed this. I needed this. I need to share my truth. I do. Because hanging on to it and hibernating and sitting in here by myself, well, I don't sit in the bathroom, but it's my best lighting right now. When you keep it to yourself and keep it in, you give it power. I'm done with that. I'm done with giving it power. I'm not going to dwell on where I'm at now. I'm just going to look forward because I know I can do better. And it's not just about losing weight. It's about my health, my mental health, not just my physical health, everything. I don't buy more shit when I feel good about myself. I work out and it makes me feel like I can fly. No, it just makes me feel better about myself. Not just like, oh, okay, I might be losing weight. But no, it mentally is good for you. Fitness. Get up. Get your blood flowing. Get going. I don't care if you go for a walk. I don't care. I don't care if you sit down and do some makeup and joke around with me and sit here and listen to me or whatever else is. Whatever, you know? So I have so much to say, and I always put it in one video, but whatevs. If you've made it to the end, give me a peace sign. So with that, y'all, I'm going to get off here, and I'm going to go work out and then try to write a paper that I've put off forever. Because now I feel really awesome sauce. And, yeah. And if I have helped you in any way today, give me a purple heart. With that said, y'all have a good evening, night, day, whatever, where you're at. Talk to you later.